Okay, hi everybody. So in the last video, I just told a little bit about myself and what I'm up to and why I'm making these videos. There's just a lot of wisdom that wants to come through me, and I'm gonna explore using this platform or all the platforms as a way to share it. And usually I hold cacao ceremonies, and in cacao ceremonies, I tend to share a little bit about what's happening in astrology. I'm learning it as I go along. I guess I've been a student of astrology for the last 2, 3 years, just kind of learning it on my own. Took a few classes here and there, working with some astrologers as well, learning about my chart and others. And what I wanted to make a video about here is around right now, what's happening right now. And right now we're entering an eclipse season, which happens twice a year, and it's very, very powerful time of transformation. And so not only that, but we're also entering Scorpio. Scorpio, the season of Scorpio, which starts on the 23rd of October, 2022, which is the Sunday, I think. Yeah. And for those of you coming to make a cacao ceremony on tomorrow, this Saturday, depending on when I post this I'm gonna just share this video for whoever, and I'm gonna try to make these videos ahead of my cacao ceremonies to give you sort of updates, so I don't have to talk about it too much during the ceremonies. I'm gonna try it out anyway. So, when I first started drinking cacao was actually 2 years ago. Was when I started to pay attention to eclipse season, and my friend Miley, who's also my astrologer, got me into cacao. She introduced me to Keith's cacao, and it was such a powerful moment. And then she did a 21-day cacao journey during eclipse season in May 2021. So it was a year and a half ago. And it's just, I learned so much about eclipse season. It's a really powerful, potent time of transformation. And whether you're aware of it or not and how it's going to affect you, you're going to feel it. So if you're going to feel it, you might as well learn a little bit about it and just tune in to how it's working with you or for you. And so, and if you're not connecting to the astrology, that's fine. Maybe just journal during this time. Journal and see what's showing up for you. You might have things showing up for you anyway. And so eclipse season started October 20th, and it's going to run through November 27th. And it starts with I think it's solar eclipse in Scorpio, new moon on Tuesday, the 25th of October, which I'm going to have a cacao ceremony that evening here in Nyack. If you're around, hit me up. And then there's a full moon in Taurus on November 8th. But eclipse season feels, you feel it leading up to the new moon and then even after the full moon for a while. So you might already be feeling things are coming up for you that want to be transmuted. It's a really great opportunity to work with eclipse season to quantum leap your life and move forward and towards your destiny. So I really I love Spirit Daughter. She has these amazing workbooks that I use in my new moon, full moon ceremonies, and during eclipse season. I learned a lot from them, and so I might share a little bit about this through her words. And the thing about eclipse season is it happens twice a year, and it's always on the 2 times of the year, or maybe it's even 3 times. It's always in the same axis. So right now we're in the Taurus Scorpio axis. So there was eclipses back in May of this year, and they were on the same axis, although it was a new moon in Taurus during Taurus season, and then it was a full moon in Scorpio during the full moon. And so those two signs, Scorpio and Taurus, are opposite each other in astrology. Every sign has a different opposite to it, and they both have the same. They're both very similar. They balance each other out, and they both have different things to learn from. They both have shadows, and I don't know how to say it, like the opposite of shadow. So the things you can actually embrace in those signs. And so now we're in Scorpio season, which is death, birth, rebirth. A really powerful time. There's going to be a lot happening, transformation, and so it's also connected. The eclipse season is connected to the north node and the south nodes. So the lunar nodes are, your north node is your destiny. It's what you're here for in this lifetime. If you can look at your chart and see where your north node is, that's where you're leaning, that's where you're moving towards. And your south node is what you're releasing, what you're here to leave behind in order to reach your destiny, in order to reach your north node. So in astrology, they say the south node is what you come into this lifetime already having a lot of experience with, and it comes easy to you. And your north node is what you're here to learn, and it's your destiny. So for me, my south node is in Sagittarius in the 5th house. Like, travel comes easy to me. I love, learning and adventure. I'm always exploring, adventurous. I'm a lot about me and playing, and my north node is in Gemini and in the 11th house. So for me, it's really about sharing and being in community, and that's kind of general gist of it. For me, there's probably so much more, but so during an eclipse season, the energies of the nodes are amplified and can help you release attachments from your south node and understand the energies of your north node. This period is a time of great change and opportunity in your life. It also highlights comfort zones and stagnant energy that you need to break through to reach your potential. Eclipse seasons can feel intense and overwhelming. It's important to understand that this energy is occurring and give yourself daily practices to ground your body and energetic field as you navigate this immense energy. I'm not going to read everything. But it's important to understand the energies of current lunar nodes and how they can help you on your nodal path. So I'm gonna move on. But yeah, the eclipse season also affects society as a whole, not just yours, not just ours, but as a whole. So we might be experiencing things at the collective level. So it's the eclipse season on the Taurus and Scorpio axis is about 18 months, and it's a time as a society, it's a time to recognize our societal trauma and commit to working on ourselves to understand, process, and heal that trauma. We may witness even more traumatizing events over this period as the universe shines a spotlight on them. We then have the opportunity to take steps to stop or at least mitigate collective trauma by working together. Some members of society will choose to project their pain and suffering onto others, while others will choose to do the work to heal themselves and in turn help heal the collective. The lunar nodes remind us that we are all in this together, we are all witnessing the events of the earth together, and we all have the opportunity to change the collective path forward to one of a higher vibration. As you work with the energies of the nodes during this eclipse season, notice where drama, chaos, fear-based living, and re-traumatization occur in your life. Notice what you may be calling in or creating that amplifies the lower vibrations of Scorpio. Then look to the North Node in Taurus to ground you and show you a path of healing. Find solace in simple moments like watching the sunset or taking a meditative walk on the beach. Choose to focus on the present moment to find peace rather than the future or past thinking that causes anxiety. Notice any habits you formed over the past few years that instill fear. Replace them with new ones that encourage calmness and peace. And again, these are words from Spirit Daughter's workbook. As you work with the energy of the Scorpio eclipse and sun seasons, ask yourself how these vibrations can help you step away from the lower vibrations of your personal south node. Notice what you are attached to and how it can be causing unnecessary pain in your life. Also, notice how you may be attached to trauma and pain. Often, when we are used to feeling a certain way, it can be challenging to break that pattern. Even if the feeling is negative or non productive, it is familiar. And we like the familiar. Over this eclipse season, notice habits and patterns that keep you feeling a certain way. Then ask yourself how the Scorpio energy highlighted in the universe can help you understand the origin of these feelings and your attachments to them. What can this energy help you transform and detach from at your deepest level? And how can it help you step into the vibrations that help you grow and step into the highest manifestation of yourself? And this is all happening during Scorpio season. So I'm just going to read a little bit about Scorpio season. This is what the energy of this time that you can kind of try to tune into. And as I'm sharing this, if you're kind of new to astrology, you might catch some things, you might not understand any of it. It's okay. Just if it's even piques interest a little bit, just keep listening, keep learning. And eventually, it's like learning a new language. You might not understand Spanish at first, but then the more you start learning the words and how the sentences form and how the words change, then you start to understand it. So it's very similar. So Scorpio season is a magical time that brings us the opportunity to face our deepest shadows, accept them, and grow with them instead of away from them. This season teaches us how to become our own shamans, alchemists, and psychologists as we travel to the deepest layer of our beings. As the sun sits in the energy of Scorpio, it brings us the courage to face our whole selves and a willingness to face our hidden truths. Scorpio reveals, and coupled with eclipse season, these revelations can be life-changing. So it's going to be a powerful time right now. So I invite you to really be aware. Scorpio inspires us to do the work on ourselves needed for personal growth and evolution. This is not an easy season, as it asks us to see and accept truths about ourselves we would rather ignore. Scorpio, though, teaches us that we are strong, resilient, and intuitive. We can face anything about ourselves or others, and we can survive even our hardest days. As we begin this new season, take the calmness and balance you found in Libra season, which is we're just finishing it. Libra season was all about balance and internal balance and finding. It's all also about relationships, but especially inner balance and like what can you bring into your life to help you be in balance. So whatever you learned in Libra season, hold on to it as we step into this Scorpio season. It is from this place of inner harmony that you can truly begin to do the work that Scorpio season offers. Return to your breath and your body when you need to, and always remember that you have the power to return to peace, no matter how turbulent the waters around you become. Ruled by Pluto and Mars, Scorpio brings us face to face with the raw truth of life. It brings up the more challenging topics of existence that we often choose to ignore simply because it's more comfortable. Avoidance, though, is not an option during Scorpio season. That's why I'm trying to share this and bring awareness, because everything comes up to the surface and we have the choice to either work with what is normally hidden or run from it. Unfortunately, running is an option for only so long. Eventually, our shadows catch up to us, and we have to confront them one way or another. Scorpio season is an opportunity to do deep shadow work before these energies meddle in our lives and block our highest intentions. It's a time to see what lies behind the curtain of our conscious minds and controls us from behind the scenes. Scorpio reminds us that whether we face them or not. Hidden energies exist, bringing in self-doubt or sabotaging our efforts to manifest our lives. The only way to deal with these energies is to face them. Through this awareness, we can accept them and transmute them. Only after we reveal our shadows are we free to build our intentions on a sturdy foundation. This is the season for those revelations. And shadow work is some of the deepest work that we can do on ourselves. So, I'm not trying to scare you, but this is just an opportunity to really work with whatever is showing up for you. As you work with your shadows throughout Scorpio season, be honest with yourself. Scorpio asks for the raw truth. Be willing to see and accept aspects of yourself that you'd rather hide. Explore your emotions with intense curiosity and without judgment. Acknowledge your pain, your shame, and your regrets. Notice and confront your triggers. If someone or something causes a reaction within you, ask yourself why and get ready for an honest answer. See every reaction as an opportunity to learn something about yourself and form a new pattern. So think of it as a good thing. Don't shame yourself. Don't blame yourself. Just actually cheer yourself on for discovering and for seeing it, because it's coming out of the shadows. Also, when you experience one emotion, go deeper and find the emotion behind the feeling. Often when we experience an emotion, it is a reaction to a trigger. When we explore that emotion more, we find another emotion, the one that we've been avoiding. This feeling is actually the primary or foundational emotion, which is the shadow. Notice if you have shame around experiencing the shadow emotion and hold space for yourself to explore it. As you get to the bottom of your emotions, you acquire the ability to transmute the energy into something else. This is the alchemy of Scorpio shines. When you feel the thing you avoided feeling, you actually shift it into something else. You free the energy and allow it to become another version of itself. Scorpio is not about letting go, and neither is shadow work. It's about looking at what really is shifting and shifting it into something that helps you become who you're meant to be. And again, it's like really, if you want to get clear on especially where this eclipse season can help you, is getting to know where your nodes are, your north node and your south node. And Spirit Daughter has some blurbs about the south node. If you know what that is, I can share it with you. But yeah, so working with an astrologer and really finding out not just where your south node is, but how it's connected to other planets is what would be even more helpful. So, but just learning about it right now is a really great start. So that's what I wanted to share. I hope this was helpful for someone. And if you are going through anything, especially at this time, and you need a little assistance, I think vocalizing could really be helpful, which is a practice where I can help you guide into your own body for your own answers around, your emotions, your whatever it is that's there for you. It's a very magical, powerful practice. And there's cacao ceremonies coming up. There's one tomorrow, Saturday, October 22nd in New Jersey. There's one on Tuesday night. There's also going to be one in Brooklyn, November 13th with the Brooklyn Psychedelic Society. That's still during the season, so it's just after the full moon, so you're welcome to join that. So thanks for listening, and we'll do this again.